I love Atoi's animations here, too. Just arms folded, turning her head to the side. She's just got this cocky little expression about her, like, well, this is a thing that's happening, isn't it? She ain't having none of your crap. Until you start shining a light on her anyway. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Team Pizza Plays Tearaway Unfolded. I, of course, am Whatthefnu, and last we left off, we were learning all kinds of things about this game. Or, I say learning, but actually I've been through all of this before. I've played up until, I guess what you would consider the second chapter of the game, which is a lot farther off than you'd think it would be. I'll say that much right now. But he's teaching us about presents. What do presents have inside of them? Confetti! Confetti is the currency of this game, and you will receive it for either just finding the red presents all over the place, or by helping one of the gophers here, or just anybody who has something. I'm not even kidding about this. They literally call it something like extra stuff to do. They're not even being fancy about it, like, no, it's not side quest, it's not extra objective, it's just stuff to do off to the side that's not part of the main quest. So, he wants us to slam dunk our buddies here, his buddies here, and I swear that's not a euphemism, by throwing them into these spots. We can't jump, though. The Twa has no hops right off the bat, so we're gonna have to make do with what we've got. And, oh, right, there's a bounce pad right there. What is this, sonic boom? You can't just throw those all over the place and expect me to use them properly. I love how we're also using the exact same gopher for all of these. Bust open another present while we're here, because why not? And if I recall correctly, yep, don't have to do much special about that one. Hoo-yah! 3 points! Slam-a-llama-ding-dong. Or bang-a-lang-a-doo-dah, that's... I can't even get my NBA Jam quotes correctly. That's how distracted I am by how gorgeous everything looks in this game. Media Molecule always does really interesting stuff with their aesthetics, with just the overall art direction behind the way their worlds work. Or look, I should say. And it's always fascinating to look at. Now, whether or not the gameplay is always the best, that's up for debate. But like I said, I'm having so much fun with this one, I think it's actually worth showing off to people, worth showing off all the little nuances. This guy up here, you'll notice he's all white. That's something we can't do anything about right now. We won't get the... Look at that! Just for no reason, this rainbow starts forming around us, these neon rings of paper. They didn't have to do that. There was no functional gameplay reason for them to do that, but the world is infinitely more enchanting because something like that happens. I'm telling you, man, it's not just enough to make a good game these days. It's about making a good game with a ton of little details. This is one of those experiences, like, the game I keep going back to whenever I describe something like this is Banjo-Kazooie. I go back to that game, and every time I play it, I find something new, something completely different that I have never seen before. And be it either a new shortcut I can take, or I learn a better route to find all of the items more quickly, or I discover some, maybe not a line, or maybe some little detail in the world, and it just deepens my appreciation for that game because I realize more and more the amount of work that went into creating something like that. So these gophers over here want an apple. And again, if you hadn't explored, you might not have found something like that. So while I search for one, I'm just going to continue to get rid of all the newsprint here. Where are the apples? I remember there being one down here before. Or maybe that's because I threw it at them. Ah, there they are. Now, something interesting happened the last time I did this. I'm going to see if I can repeat the results. So I think I was about here. I throw it there. They get their apple, and then it immediately falls off. Oh. Last time I threw it at them, it just fell off the platform, and yet they still rewarded me for it. It didn't even settle. It's like, yay! Aww. Wait a minute, come back. I swear we've got another present. You can help us a little further. I mean, oh, she's gone. I felt kind of bad, actually. Again, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this okay? We may never know. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? There's just some questions that mankind was never meant to ask. And I was so pissed about that when I was a kid. I actually tried to measure that out, too. I did several different experiments to see if that would... to actually answer the question, and the results were never consistent. And you gotta understand, I was like 7 at the time. I didn't understand I could just take all my results and average them together. Like, ask other people to help me with it. None of these things clicked with me back then. So I was like, screw it. It's just too much hassle. And I don't have enough money to buy any more Tootsie Roll Pops. Not without my parents' permission back then, too, so... the world... I think they're right. The world may never know. I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there for that, though. Somebody's done... It is the internet where brilliant minds go to not cure cancer, so I'm sure somebody out there has actually done, like, extensive research on this subject. Woo-ha! We're a natural acrobat, which means we can collect confetti even more efficiently than we could before. This is actually not where I want to go right now. As you'll notice, there's a ton of other stuff up there. I could decide to go grab that, and for the sake of completion, because I'm OCD and I hate just leaving things lying around, I'm one of those guys who aspires for 100% on every single game he does, which, yes, made trying to review Mad Max a bit of a pain in the ass. I will go collect them. That's the end of that statement. Oh, there we go. I remember last time he was talking to me, he was asking me to actually take the ball out of his house here. He doesn't give us a present for it, but still nice of him to have that little detail right there. And again, you would have never seen it if you had never taken that path, if you had just never cared to go back and see what else am I missing. I'm compelled by that kind of thing. It's something I grew up on. More and more, I find myself wanting to explore worlds, and especially in this day and age where we have the power. It's not just about pushing graphics as far as you can go, it's about choosing a really awesome aesthetic and filling it with as many cool little details as possible. I find myself being rewarded for that exploration just more and more. And this is a great game for that. After all, this world is constructed, quite literally constructed in a way that I don't think I've ever seen in any other game before. So it's great for that kind of thing. Ah, yes, so this is what my confetti has been all about. Press the R3 button, and you can customize your messenger. So let's choose a mouth. I kind of like the standard one, though. Like, all these other smiles just, I don't know, look kind of goofy. I mean, there's the straight line mouth. We can just make her generally apathetic, give her big, derpy fangs for the rest of the journey. We can stitch her together if we want to treat her like Frankenstein. Little smile, but no matter what size I put that at, it just looks out of place. The standard little mouth that they gave, I think that's the one we're gonna go with. Plus it's only 30 confetti too, and you will be spending that confetti more often than you think you will. Even if there's nothing else you want to buy in this shop, and trust me, there are a lot of things to buy. You can change the color of just about everything on her. You can buy all kinds of shapes, and yes, I do mean all kinds of shapes. I'm mashing the button here just to give you an idea of how many options you have here. Holy cow, I'm not even at the end and my finger's already getting a little bit tired. There we go, and of course the Media Molecule logo. They hide that underneath all of the other ones. It's like, yeah, we can stroke our egos a little bit. We'll just put it out of the way so nobody criticizes us too much. And yeah, we can do that at just about any time. Preferably not when we're under attack by enemies, of course, but, well, you know. There's some things you feel like you shouldn't have to say, like they're obvious, but then you realize, oh yeah, there are some people out there who you can't really trust to not be that stupid. Yay, more presents! That catapult mechanic is going to become even more important in the future. That's another ability we get later. And it's not, well, I'm just going to be vague about it for now. It's like, yeah, catapults will be useful. How so, and how you interact with them, I'm just going to leave that up to interpretation. Here's another guy who's completely missing his color. We'll get to him later. all these little things you notice. And usually I'm bothered by that kind of thing. Usually when I see something in a game that I can't interact with quite yet, I realize, oh, that's something I'm going to have to backtrack to and play through these levels again. I don't know, it doesn't bug me. For some reason, this world is just so much fun to look around with to begin with. It's like, yeah, I don't mind going over an area again, because I might find something. It's got a unique charm to it that not many games can boast. Ta-da! So what's your problem, dude? Our spotlight is broken. I think I might be able to help you out with that, friend. Lucky for you, I just have a portable light that follows me wherever I go. Cast it upon me so I may introduce our play. And I'm not going to interrupt this guy because his singing is beautiful. You gotta love games that manage to make Simlish endearing and charming. The show can go on. And now we can get access to backstage ourselves and meet one of the most important characters for this entire journey, believe it or not. But I think I'm actually going to leave that off till the next episode. Looks like I'm... Oh, screw it. Don't click away quite yet, folks. This is going to stretch on just a little longer than I thought it was. I'm in the chest. Scraps locked me in here. Can you get rid of it for me? Try throwing apples at it. Remember, guys, if you want to get rid of rocks, throw apples at them. It makes sense, except that it doesn't make sense. So they stole their crown, and this is one of the things I absolutely love about this game. It encourages you to be creative in so many different ways. It actually tasks you to draw a crown for this guy. And you can do this however you like. It'll fill in the blanks for you here. You can try to make it as straight, but the way this entire world is built, even if you don't get all of your lines absolutely perfect, it still looks all right to me. It doesn't look that bad. It actually looks like it fits perfectly in this world because everything is so charming to begin with. Don't think I want it to be just a little smaller than that. As I realized that I could have just done this and made it bigger or smaller to begin with. Ah, what the hell, I'll get just a little crazy with this one. I'll draw 3 gems for you. We get triple the bang for your buck on this one. And one more blue one because I'm a huge Zelda fan. That one was cut incorrectly. It's like nobody really... Yeah, I know how to make something, you little bastard. Get out of my face. There we go. Now give the Squirrel King his proper due. Ba-bam! I'm done. Nifty, thank you. Oh, is that the time? I'd best be off before I'm late for my big moment. And what a big moment indeed it will be. But I think I'm going to cut the episode off here for now, and please join us again next time when we will be playing more of this fantastically beautiful world in Tearaway Unfolded. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu. Later, everybody!